This is Richmond, and today's tutorial we are continuing from where we ended the other day. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tutorials like this in mathematics and then science every week. Okay, so we're talking about quadratic trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c. Okay, so we talk about trinomial, we're talking about three terms. Okay, tri means three, bi means two. So we talk about binomial, we're talking about two terms, and talk about trinomials, we're talking about three terms. Okay, so some of the trinomials, they are in the form x squared plus bx plus c, and then the coefficient of x squared is just 1. So when you're dealing with such expression and are asked to factorize them, all that you need to do is very simple and easy here. So let me explain before we can go on for some questions. Because the coefficient here is 1, we normally multiply the coefficient of x squared by the constant c. All that you need to know is that b is a constant, okay, and then c is also a constant. When I say a constant, I mean a number. Okay, so you see b be a number, maybe 2, 1, something, negative values, and then they come integers. Okay, both positive and negative. So right here. So all that we need to do is that whenever we are dealing with this type of questions, we multiply the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, by the constant, and we get a particular number. So that number, we just find the factors of the constant c. We look for the factors of the constant c, and then those factors should be 2 factors of the constant. When you multiply, you get the constant. When you add them, it will give you b. Are we set? So we need 2 numbers. When I multiply them, I'll get the constant c. When I add them, I'll get this my b. So in writing them, I just change or replace the bx with the numbers which I'll add to get my b. Okay, so let's take example and see how far we can go with this. So we have first example is x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, and here 2 is a constant. So we need the factors of 2. And I talk about factors of 2. We're talking about numbers that can divide 2 without a remainder. So we can get 2 is a factor of 2, 1 is a factor of 2, negative 2 is a factor of 2, negative 1 is a factor of 2. Because negative 2 can divide positive 2 and you get negative 1. Negative 1 can divide positive 2 and you get negative 2. So we have both negative and negative factors of these 2. Okay, so in this case, what that we are doing is that we need 2 numbers or 2 factors of these 2. Whenever we multiply them, we can get 2, and when we add them, we can get negative 3. Okay, so let's see these numbers. Minus 2 and then minus 1. Okay, when I multiply negative 2 and negative 1, I'll get positive 2. When I add negative 2 and negative 1, I'll get negative 3. So me that this satisfy my rule. When I multiply these factors, I will get my constant c. When I add these factors, I will get my b. Alright, so let's start and move. And I said that after you getting these factors, all that you need that you replace the whole of your 3x by the constant that you have now, or by the factors that you now have. Okay, so the factors are negative 2 and then negative 1. Because when I substitute here, it will take the whole of negative 3x. Okay, so let's go. X squared minus x, because we know that 1, negative 1 will be written as negative x. We don't write negative 1x. Okay, minus 2x. So now, when I add negative x and negative 2x, I'll get my negative 3x. Perfect. So plus my 2, the constant. We don't do anything to the constant. Okay, and now you've now gotten to a part in which you now have 4 terms. And then we can apply the type 2 method by grouping the first two terms and then grouping the last two terms like this. Okay, so now we can find a factor here, x squared and x. There's a factor, and what is that factor? X. So we can factorize x out here beautifully, and then x squared divided by x, our result will be x here. And then x divided by x will give us -1. We put them in a bracket, and then move on to the second bracket. So there is an operation sign here, minus, write it there. A common factor here, 2x and 2 is 2. So we factorize 2 out, and then 2x divided by 2 will give us x. So we write what x here. Look at something here. If I multiply 2, multiply this one by 2, I get negative. Multiply this one by 2, I get negative. So me, this positive will change to negative when I'm trying to put this one in a bracket form. Alright. So 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. So bring -1 here. So now your result in the first bracket and the second bracket are the same. So you can go on and say that let's take one of the expression in the brackets, which is x minus 1, and then we come and take the factors and also put them in one bracket. The fact we have x here minus 2 here. So definitely this is how we solve equations, the quadratic trinomials in the form x squared plus bx plus c. Let's take the second example and see how far we can go. We have x squared plus 5x plus 6. I know by finishing solving this one, you understand the principle governing this calculation, okay? So here, we also need two factors, okay? Two factors of the constant 6. When I multiply them, I will get what? 6, and when I add them, I'll get 5. Alright, so we need the factors of 6. That's the constant, so we can talk about 3, we can talk about 2. When I multiply 3 and 2, then I'll get 6. When I add 3 and 2, I'll get 5. So the factor that satisfies this solution will be 2 and 3. Okay, so after you getting the factors, you come and replace the whole of the 5x by the factors now you have, which is 3 and then 2. So let's do that here right now. X squared plus, can write 2x here plus 3x here. After everything, know that whenever you add 2x plus 3x, it should give you 5x. So 2x plus 3x gives 5x. That's why we replace the whole of this one with this. Okay, plus my constant 6. So now we have 4 terms that we can use the second type 2 method to solve it. So group this one in a bracket, group this one too in a bracket. What is the common factor here? X squared and 2x. So we can say x is a factor here. Let's factorize that one out. X squared divided by x will give us what? X here. Plus 2x divided by x will give us just 2. So write out 2 here. Plus, there's 2x, there's 3x here, there's 6 here. What is the common factor? 3 is a common factor. Because 3 can divide 3x, 3 can divide 6. Alright, so let's factorize 3 out. It will leave it 3x divided by 3, it will leave it x here. Plus 6 divided by 3 will give us 2. What I told you earlier on is that always try to see that the expression in the first bracket and the expression in the second bracket are the same. And after that, you pick one of them, x plus 2. And then the second one is x here. That is the factor. And then plus operation sign 3 here. So this is actually how we solve the type 3 expressions, or how we can factorize the type 3 quadratic algebraic expression. Okay, so we end here and then continue with the type 4. That will be the end of the quadratic trinomial, and then also having a particular format. All that you need to do is you subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Thank you.